Hey guys, Wyatt Claypool here. Well, the Liberals and the NDP are running away screaming with their hair on fire from this upcoming no confidence motion that Pierre Poilievre's Conservatives are sure to put forward within the next couple of months. On the part of the Liberals, it's not shocking that they don't want a no confidence motion voted on right now. Even if Liberal MPs want Justin Trudeau to resign, they all universally know they cannot win the federal election in 2025. So, from their perspective, they would like the election to happen in October, as late as humanly possible. More of them will be able to get their pensions that way, and more of them will get bigger pensions if they wait longer. But when it comes to the NDP, they literally promised, Jagmeet Singh promised to vote for a no confidence motion against the Liberals. I guess he can always pretend, well, I said I'd vote for my own no confidence motion, not a conservative one, but he still promised it. But now some of the NDP MPs are starting to make noises about how we won't vote for any no confidence motion because, Pierre Poilievre is such a bad guy and Donald Trump is scary. This is the actual justification that Charlie Angus is using. But we will get to that a little bit later in the show. First, I want to talk about a Liberal MP and Minister, Yara Sachs, not just metaphorically running away from a future no confidence motion, literally running away from it. The guy who I actually host some shows with, and he sometimes makes independent videos here at the National Telegraph, Daniel Bordman, just confronted Yara Sachs an hour ago at an event where she started literally running away from him and tried to grab his phone for just asking her about the no confidence motion and whether or not she supports Trudeau. Daniel here says, Liberal Minister Yara Sachs loses it and grabs my phone. I asked her if she has confidence in Justin Trudeau's leadership, and then she physically tries to take my phone out of my hand. After I wrestled my phone back, I continue to try and get an answer, and she runs away. We don't need to read any more of that. Let's just see what happened. It was quite ridiculous.
I'm here with Minister Sachs. Minister Sachs, do you think Justin Trudeau should resign? Are you grabbing my phone? You're in public, Minister Sachs. Do you believe that Justin Trudeau should resign? Minister Sachs, are you going to vote no confidence in the upcoming election?
Apparently, she doesn't like being filmed by Daniel, a Jewish guy in Toronto, but she will take photos with literal terrorists in the West Bank. She took a photo alongside Melanie Joly with the leader of the Palestinian Authority, who runs a pay-for-slay program where they pay terrorists to kill Jews in Israel. It's absolutely ridiculous that this lady doesn't want to be asked a question on camera in Canada.
Minister Sachs, do you support the ceasing of Israel-Canada relations? Minister Sachs, do you support Jagmeet Singh and Justin Trudeau?
You really shouldn't be walking back here.
Yes, Minister Sachs, why are you walking back here, Minister Sachs? Minister Sachs, will you be voting to keep Justin Trudeau in office or out of office? Will there be an election coming up soon, Minister Sachs? Minister Sachs, can you tell us the meaning of Hanukkah? Minister Sachs, do you have any thoughts on Hanukkah, the Maccabees, Israel?
She's sour. You can even just tell there she is sour. I don't know if Yara Sachs and these people even still support Justin Trudeau, but the fact that you can't just come out and say, of course I still support Justin Trudeau, it's such a bad look. Come on, even I can do better Liberal propaganda than the Liberals can. By the way, later on this video, I want to get to my theory of what I would do if I was Justin Trudeau and still extremely liberal and narcissistic in order to stay in power with all these Liberals trying to get rid of him. Because it's not just that, Liberals won't support him publicly and he's, without support. There are now large groups of Liberal MPs saying openly that they want Justin Trudeau to go. Here is a letter that was released by all the Atlantic Liberal MPs, penned by Cody Blois here. I believe that's how you say the name. But they're saying that they want to have a Liberal leadership race. Obviously, the Liberals don't want an election triggered or for Trudeau to just go. They want to have this drawn out Liberal leadership race so they can fundraise and whatnot. But that's an entire large portion of the Liberal Party just saying Trudeau has to go. An area that the Liberals need to win. And it's not like, I know I saw George Chahal come out and say, oh, I'd like to see Justin Trudeau resign and have a new leader. Who cares about George Chahal? Who cares what Porch Pirate has to say about any of this? I don't even care if he's right. He can go sit at the back. But like other people, Randy Boissonnault, who cares what Randy Boissonnault has to say? Who cares what all these guys who were going to be dead in the water next election, even if the Liberals gain 10 points in the polls? These people are on a knife's edge, some of them. Some of them, they can't win at all. That's why Sean Fraser's leaving the Liberal Party. He's resigned from his ministry and said he's not running again. It's because he can't win in central Nova Scotia. But but all these people, a lot of these other Atlantic people absolutely can still win. That's why they need Trudeau to leave. A lot of the people still standing by Trudeau, honestly, are disproportionately people who are going to lose anyways. So I guess why burn the bridge, I guess, would be their theory of things. But I thought this was a very good comment by other YouTuber JJ McCullough. Also, he may come on the show at some point, so we might do a joint video together. If you watch JJ's channel, he's fantastic. But he put out this tweet, and he said, "This is the paradox that needs to be called out. Liberals should be asked, at what precise moment did Justin Trudeau suddenly become a bad prime minister? Because if they're planning on running on his legacy under some new prime minister, they're in worse shape than they know." And that absolutely is true. What do any of these Liberal MPs actually have a problem with that Trudeau has done? Because apparently for 9 years, all of this started back in 2015. For 9 years, these people had no problem with Trudeau. They thought he was great. They would defend him in the media any day of the week. And then suddenly, over the past 3 or 4 months, they won't say nice things about him anymore. Yeah, there was a couple Liberal MPs from like a year ago, Wayne Long and another guy saying Trudeau should go. But for the most part, they all thought he was fantastic. They thought he handled the Freedom Convoy great by freezing people's bank accounts and running people over with horses. They thought he was doing a good job. So when was the crossover point where the program stopped working, his economic agenda wasn't working? Because guess what? Wasn't working from the beginning. Still sucked at the beginning. Now per capita incomes have been going down for literally, I believe, 7 quarters straight. That's more than a year and a half. So when did the economic policies suck? Because a year and a half ago, they were mocking Poilievre and saying, our government, Canadians know, Mr. Speaker, Canadians know that we are delivering real growth and real, stable economics, or whatever Chrystia Freeland was saying before she was thrown under the bus, shocked that she was thrown under the bus after she helped feed Bill Morneau's body under the bus with Trudeau like 3 years ago. I forget when it happened. It was wee scandal in 2020. All the time is like crunching so hard. It feels like it was only 2 years ago, was 2019, and we're about to go into 2025. But yeah, I think that was just a really good question to ask. When did these people actually think that Trudeau started doing a bad job? Now let's move on to the federal NDP, because a couple weeks ago, the big revelation was that, or I believe it might have just been a week ago, that Jagmeet Singh was willing to vote for a no confidence vote against the Liberal government. He is willing to dissolve the Liberals and have a new election. Doesn't matter that Pierre Poilievre is probably going to win, because Jagmeet Singh will pretend he can potentially win this next election. That Trudeau has crossed a line and he needs to go. His government's too unstable. Well, Charlie Angus, probably the number 2 or 3 in the party right now, says that they don't want to vote for the no confidence motion. Charlie Angus here says on, I believe this is Facebook, "I am a proud New Democrat. I served with Broadbent, McDonough, Leighton, Blakey. I believe in our party, but there are moments when we must put country first. Trump's inauguration poses a serious threat. Canadians deserve a plan, not political brinksmanship. I will go back to Parliament to try my best. I will not vote with Pierre Poilievre to force an election because his vision is antithetical to everything I believe." So I think this is the build-up. I have a theory that Jagmeet Singh himself and maybe 1 or 2 other NDP MPs will vote for a no confidence motion against Trudeau, but he can say, well, I can't control my caucus. They can vote how they want. And the rest of the caucus ends up voting to make sure that Trudeau stays in office. Or they're going to say some nonsense about how, well, we don't want to vote for the no confidence motion because we don't want to vote out Trudeau on Pierre Poilievre's terms. Even though Pierre Poilievre, like less than a month ago, put forward a no confidence motion literally in Jagmeet Singh's words, and he voted against it because Jagmeet Singh is the most pathetic man in politics. It's bad. It's bad out there. And you can even tell that this is probably what's going to keep going on with the NDP. Jagmeet Singh's, all of his talking points are still just against Pierre Poilievre. He literally is fundraising a orange versus blue fund where they're only going to target ridings where the NDP can beat the Conservatives and they're not going to try and compete with the Liberals. That's how pathetic the NDP is right now. They are just the anti-blue party, which means that they're nothing because the Conservatives are very popular and other people are still voting Liberal and there are people voting Green. So what's the point of voting NDP? Well, you really dislike the Conservatives. Okay, well, that's not what the political moment's about. The political moment is about Trudeau sucking at his job, being deeply corrupt, and every policy has basically failed. Anyways, but now we're going to get to my really weird theory of what I would do if I was Justin Trudeau. This is not advice to him, although I hope he would take it because it'd be hilarious if he did this. And also, it's changing nothing. Pierre Poilievre is rightfully going to become the next prime minister in 2025. The Conservatives are not just going to win a majority, they're going to win a majority of 30 plus seats at least. They will at least win 200 seats in my mind, unless something catastrophic happens. And like the Conservatives just like fumble the ball, although sometimes I wouldn't put it past them, especially considering one of their top advisors is the person who ended up letting Trudeau win in 2015 because they had such a bad campaign put together for Harper in 2015. But anyways, I digress. So Justin Trudeau, if I am Justin Trudeau, and again, I don't want him to win. I dislike Justin Trudeau. Would have never voted for him in any election. Always been a conservative. If I was him, I would right now call a leadership election. I'd let it go for like a week or two, just call a leadership election, and then I would jump in that leadership election. And I would basically do it like you want to become the leader of the party? Well, then come at me, you losers. And then I would just like smash all these people because Trudeau could do that. There is not an ounce of charisma in any of the candidates. If anything, it would give Trudeau a little bit more momentum because he gets to kind of reintroduce himself. He gets to say, well, like I could, that's the funny thing. It is an evil thought in my head. I could easily lie and become a Liberal so easily. I could easily write better scripts than the Liberals to justify their terrible policies. I would never do it because that's wrong and their policies suck, but I could easily come up with lies about, well, obviously all the programs have not been working out yet and we are in massive debt because we have to put a lot of money down to get the groundwork done. Once the groundwork's in place, all these programs are going to become far more efficient and all these Liberals against me are just losing the faith in the progress we are making. I could do this all day. It would be hilarious. But I want a blood sport Liberal leadership race where all of the Liberals absolutely just start going unhinged, attacking each other, blaming each other for all the problems, and then have Trudeau jump in the race and then just start making fun of Chrystia Freeland. They all deserve to be made fun of, and I think a Liberal leadership race is the best forum to make fun of them. I'd love almost to do it. That would be so funny. To be able to advise Trudeau's leadership campaign and just tell him to just write jokes about Chrystia Freeland, just write jokes about like Anita Anand or whatever as campaign platform points, because Trudeau doesn't have any policies to run on. All of his policies suck. He only can, and he's only ever run on his personality. Let's be frank. He's a terrible prime minister. He's only ever been a personality, and frankly, his personality has gotten really rusty. The man used to be kind of charismatic. And honestly, he's more charismatic when he's being confronted. Again, I don't like the guy, but he used to have some energy. The more he's isolated himself from normal people, the more insecure he gets, the more rusty he gets, honestly, talking. He used to be way better, not in terms of policy or anything, but he used to be way faster on his feet back when he did those town halls in 2015, 2016, 2017. He stopped doing those because his approval fell through the floor, but better time than ever to bring those back. That'd be hilarious, just having people get up and scream at him and then him being like, trying to be aloof about it all. Okay. Well, that's it for this video and me. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, guys. I'm trying to get to 100,000 subscribers before December of next year. It is my challenge for 2025. So make sure, if you're not subscribed, subscribe to this video. Tell a friend to subscribe. Tell that friend's friend to subscribe. Do all that good stuff. Like this video, leave a comment, and if you ever want us to financially support us, you can always donate to the Give, Send, Go Legal Fund, both linked in the description below as well as the comments. And also, sign up on my website, and I can send you guys nomination and leadership recommendations. There's going to be a lot of conservative nominations happening all around the country federally, and there are 2 provincial leadership races that are going to happen for conservative parties in Manitoba and New Brunswick. There is a nomination currently going on in Abbotsford, South Langley. that I would recommend you buy a membership and vote in if you're in that area. I think Steve Schaefer is a really good number one choice on your ballot in that riding. Orthodox conservative through and through. So make sure you go do that if you're in that riding. I know it's going to be very few people watching me from there, but do it. Do it anyways. Anyways, see you guys later.